How are we doing, Incock family? I hope everyone is keeping well, keeping safe, and I hope everyone is trading safe. So today's little video is about things to look out for when you're playing counter trend, right? I've done a lot of videos on counter trend plays. I'm just going to take it one step further, right? And have a little trade breakdown for you guys, which should answer any questions that you guys still might have, right? So straight into it. As we all know, after you see a breaking market structure, what are we expecting? We're expecting a pullback. Yeah. So what do we need to see in order for price to pull back? Right. So I'm going to stick with a 15-minute narrative because that's what I'm going to show you guys. So ideally, we want to at least see a 15-minute change character. Right. So we want to get, in this instance, we want to see the high get taken and then low get taken. Right. Now, on top of that, if we start to see multiple levels of demand start to fail, that's a very good confluence that in this instance here, supply is back in control. That supply is back in control, right? So in this instance, we've seen multiple levels of demand start to fail. At that point, we can confidently say that supply is back in control, right? And then look to really stack up those confluences, right? So is it actually a really strong higher time frame zone that we've come into, right? It's in line. Is it in line with the expectation order flow? So in this case, it is in line with the expectation order flow because we're looking for pullback, right? So these things to look out for when you're looking to play the counter trend trades. So let's have a look at this recent example here on EU. So from a 15-minute standpoint, we've got this low which ended up breaking structure and putting in a high, right? So after price rallies like this, we expect a pullback. Right, and what do we need to see? What do we need to see in order for price to pull back? So first of all, let me just put a bit of context into this, and you can check this out on your own charts. We're now reacting from a daily extreme level, right? From a daily extreme level. So it's a really strong level that we've now come into, right? And from here, what do we start to see? Well, initially, we start to see a change character. So that's really good signs that, price is potentially now going to continue bearish. And then if you study this bit of price action in a bit more detail, what do we then start to see? We start to see the supply actually starting to hold, right? Supply starting to hold and demand starting to fail, right? All this demand starting to fail, and we can see the supply starting to hold, right? And it was at this point we was looking to sell, right? Now, personally for me, I got swerved on this, but members in the community managed to get into this really beautiful setup, right? And it's looking at these concepts, looking at change character, looking at supply holding, looking at demand failing, and really sort of stacking up those confluences to say that supply is in control. It's in line with the expectation of order flow, and like I said, it's we are reacting to a daily extreme level, so it's a really strong level that we've come into, and seeing all these signs on the lower time frames tells us that our price is probably more often than not likely to pull back after it gives us these signals. So in terms of entry, I'm here on the M3. You can use the M1, you can use whatever time frame, you can use the seconds, whatever it is, right? So I'm just using M3 here, just so it's much more clearer, okay? So if you just study this price action, what do we have? Impulse, correction, right? Impulse, correction. And in doing this, what we're doing, we're building liquidity to target, right? Even on the lower time frames, it really doesn't matter in terms of the things we're looking for, right? Time frames doesn't matter. We're looking for impulse correction and then entry, right? Impulse correction, right? So we've got really good confluence here, yeah, already. Then what do we see? And I've spoken about this many times. We see an aggressive sweep, yeah. And what do we always want to do? We want to trade away from the sweep, right? So now the lower time frames, yeah, are now aligning with your M15 as well, yeah. On top of that, so once we get this aggressive mitigation, which is what we want to see, what do we have? We have a change in character, right? Now it's not just a change character. What did I say about the 15-minute? We see demand starting to fail, Yeah, so again, now on the lower time frame, supply is back in control. Yeah, and at that point, you could literally have an entry here with stops above the POI. So let's say you had a 6 pip stop loss, and to the next M15 demand zone, you've got 6% there. Now, if you target, so let me go up to the 15-minute. If you wanted to target the EQ, because remember, this is a 15-minute play. If you wanted to target the EQ of the M15 leg, you've got good, solid, near enough 20% there, right? Just under 20%. So how you manage the trade is up to you. It's completely fine, right? But just wanted to go over that. Just look at where supply is taking control, where demand is taking control. Then look to stack your confluences. Is it within, in line with your order flow, right? And once you see the M15 picture develop, then look to see the lower time frames start to align with your M15 or whatever it is, whatever time frame it is you're using in terms of the trade idea. And once it's both aligned, then look to execute on your setup. So guys, that's it for me today. Literally just wanted to do that quick little breakdown because it happened, and it was it was a good little study thing for me as well because like I say, I missed out on the setup on the seconds, right? Now, it's, sometimes you're going to miss out on trades. It is, you just have to kind of go with it and, just learn from it, right? You don't want to sit there and get frustrated at yourself. It's not the right thing to do. If you miss a trade, if you lose a trade, whatever it is, just make sure you keep a level head and learn and move on. Just move on, right? Because these trades are going to happen again and again and again. Yeah. So, like I say, that's it for me. You're looking, just make sure that the more aligned your time frames are, the higher probability the setup's going to be. Yeah, just keep that in mind, and really stack your confluences when you're looking to play those counter trend setups, right? So as usual, guys, if you've got any questions, just give me a shout. Really active on Telegram recently. The Telegram has been, it's good to see people helping each other out on there. It's amazing to see that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. And I haven't done the like, share, subscribe. So if you do enjoy the content on this, give it like, give it share. And if you've not already done so, subscribe to this channel.